Oh, it didn't work. Well, we're live. Why didn't it work? Well, the cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
Yep, cat's out of the bag. Dang, that really sucks.
Boom,
I almost
boom.
just want to play it now, just so we can see
Go ahead,
it.
play it. Let's see what happens.
I don't know
Play
why it
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
it didn't do it. I don't know. Well, whatever.
Yeah,
That's
I
out
guess
of the bag.
it's the hell froze over.
Yeah.
What
it did.
what am I even doing here tonight, Colin? What am I here for?
Yeah. Well, that effing figures is back.
Well,
Long
that
time coming.
effing figures is back. 8/23/23 was our last show, and a lot has happened since then. But Colin, I can't be happier to be back here with you. And we're gonna take over Tuesday nights again.
And
because
this truly is well at effing figures, because we had a guest got sick.
Mm-hmm.
Guest not coming. We had to get a new guest.
And not only that, but I think hell froze over tonight.
It did.
Because nobody expected to see me and you back together again. They were all like, man, we got rid of them. But here we are. So I can't wait to get this started again with you, brother. So we had so many good times on our show, and we had some things that happened, and you got to live and learn, man. And life is too short to be angry forever. So I couldn't be happier to be back. And next week we're going to have the final girls, and I know at least one of them will be here healthy. So out of the 6, we'll have at least one of them here with us next week. So we have the odds. We had the odds with us next week at least.
Yeah. No,
I wish Burf all the best. Honestly,
it didn't, dude. I don't know. My life felt like it was missing something, and I'm not a quitter. So like that was digging in me. Like, just I don't know. So yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. Like I watched your first show after everything happened, and
yeah, it just wasn't well at effing figures.
A piece of me, a piece of this show was missing, and it wasn't just me. It was just like the camaraderie that we have together, and the guests that we have together, and I just can't wait to get this started again, man. So it just figures that our guest canceled because he was sick. And he's one of our favorite guests, so we love Burf, and we hope him I wish him well. I hope he feels better. He was one of our last guests on the show, honestly. So it only made sense to have him back first, and I don't even know what to say at this point. Like we had this whole opening going, and I wish it would have worked out well, but that effing figures that it didn't. And from this day forward, we're gonna have the biggest, the best, the most awesome guests that anybody can have on their show right here, and I promise that. So next week, starting with the final girls, they were our biggest guests ever, I believe, if we're not mistaken. But we're going to have them back next week, and they've been blowing up, and I can't wait to talk to them again.
Yeah, they've been doing good. But I think our second favorite guest has been waiting long enough. I think we should pull him in.
Okay, let's do that.
We don't want to leave him sitting back there too long.
Brian, hey what's up, dude?
How's it going?
Hey, long time no see.
Long time no see. Happy New Year.
Yeah, what's up? Happy New Year, brother. You know I enjoy, of all things, my family, my my Spice Runners Lounge Row 5 Cantina family. So, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
It's a last minute pull. Like we had a cancellation, and I asked you to be on, and as always, man, you pull through. So
Here I am.
what's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly.
I don't think anything went right tonight. We had this. I worked on this intro like for 3 days. For some reason, it didn't play. It's like I don't know. Then we get a message that our guest is sick, and then you saved us.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
Things
Good.
worked out, I guess.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason, and that's the testament to what this show is all about. Here for now on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. 8
And we haven't been
Central.
on for how many months? And our two regulars, Captain Spaulding and Mega Demon, show up.
T3
was
Mega
first here.
Demon. Mega Demon, thank you for always supporting this show and my other show and always being there. And I can't say enough about that guy and Captain Spaulding as well. He's always there, man. So
Yeah. I know. I think it was one of our last shows. I think we said we were going to send them out a care package.
Yeah,
and
we lied, but we're going to try to get over we lied then, but we're going to try to get over those lies.
We just wanted to look good in front of everybody. So
yeah, we try to look good, but it's not easy all the time. So we're back and we mend our differences, and I can't wait to get this started again. We're going to talk horror. We're going to talk Star Wars. We're going to talk whatever the hell you want to talk about. So it's going to be a fun time.
So how was everybody's holidays, I guess?
Yeah, man. Bryan, how was your New Year's and Christmas, dude?
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was low key. In-laws were here. Many Negronis were drank. So yeah. New Year's, I went through the Vikings game and watched us lose horribly.
We lost too, man. The Eagles suck.
The Packers just came in and kicked our ass.
Yeah, we got beat by the damn Cardinals. I mean, there's no Cardinals in Arizona. It's too hot.
No.
So how do they beat us?
The Cardinals are always St. Louis.
Exactly. Exactly. But, I wish they were.
Yeah, so we end up leaving at the third quarter. But we're diehard Viking fans, and my wife's family. Next year will be 50 years of season ticket holding.
Oh, wow.
My wife's family for the Vikings. So it's a long tradition I married into. So it was like we're not gonna give up our seats and have some Packer fan buy our seats. So we go. If it's a home game, we're there. So that's what we did, and yeah, it was a good week or a good holiday break. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good break too. Like the Eagles lost to the Cardinals, but all in all, I have to stick by them. But I just think they don't really deserve to be in the playoffs at this point because they lost to a 3-12 team.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and we'll see what happens. The playoffs is a whole different. It's a whole different season, to be honest. So you never know what could happen. But if they play the way they were playing the last couple of games, the last 5 games, they're not going to go very far. To be honest. So
I had no idea you were from Minnesota.
Yep. I mean, I grew up in Kansas City, outside Kansas City, on the Kansas side, and then I've been in Minneapolis since '98. So longest I've been in anywhere.
How cold is it there right now?
Right now it's 32 degrees, so it is freezing.
Yeah, you're not far from me.
Let me see how far we are. It's 32 actually here in Maryland too, so we're all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 32, honestly. I guess
it's actually not decent out. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no wind. There's no.
I guess it's dry or no wind. Yeah, because I remember 32 being like, damn, I need a damn North Face jacket, and I went out with a hoodie today. So
yeah, that's why I was out in my Kansas Jayhawk.
I think until it gets like close to 0 degrees, that's when I start to feel it.
Yeah, and
everyone here is upset because it's been so warm that all the lakes still have open water, and you can't go ice fishing.
Yep.
Especially what they call it, Lake Mille Lacs. It's this huge, big old lake we have in the middle of the state, and that thing should be frozen over, 10 good inches on it, and there's open water everywhere, and everyone's upset because they can't go ice fishing.
Oh, I could imagine. I don't know.
Yeah.
My parents live on Lake Winnebago, and I swear they live out there. They just it's
Mhm.
serious. It's like grumpy old men where they just
Oh yeah,
like a little town out there.
Yeah.
I always thought that was cool when I used to watch that movie back then. I'm like, dang, look at these. They got these houses out there. Like, yeah, sure.
Not so cool anymore when you're freezing your ass off, right?
oh yeah.
Oh, they got their little heaters out there and stuff, dude.
Some are nice. I mean, you could live in that thing year round. It's like
Oh, yeah.
they got showers and bathrooms, and
Mhm. You know what always amazed me was those little yurts that they make at the campgrounds. They're pretty cool, man.
Dude,
There's
people
some really
live in
nice
those
ones, dude.
now. In nicer areas, people live
Yeah.
in yurts. Like that's
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
house. It's great.
Yeah,
was
I mean,
watching
there's
a
some
show.
people I follow on YouTube, excuse me, that live like they have rented out like a treehouse type place, and it looks great. Like they live in their van and they rent out a treehouse, and I'm like, man, they get to see the whole world, like from what they do. So it's fun, man.
hey,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going on, man?
Yeah, if I could do that, I would love to like set up one of those travel vans and
Hmm.
travel the states. That would be, I don't know, someday, hopefully someday that'd be awesome.
That's my dream, man. Me and my wife were always like, man, I wish we could just leave our jobs and just travel the country, travel the world. Honestly, as far as we can go in a van and then take a plane and then go back. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I wish we could do that, but
You can
not the
now
right
with
timing
the,
yet. I wish we could.
you can now with the what do you call it? What's that service so you can get the internet through the satellite?
Yeah, they do have that. Yeah. It's just the only problem is like it's like, damn, it's like I I don't know. I just want to be connected, but not too connected, if it makes
Right.
sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
You
I
want to be
just
like just outside the city so you can like step in a little bit, get your foot
yeah,
wet.
just enough to peek in and see what's going on, so I don't feel totally left out,
Yeah,
and then be able to peek in and say, "Hey, what's up? Like, here's where we're at." Because there's a guy called Ryan Townsey. He lives in a van. He's from Maryland, where I'm from, and he went from Key West all the way to Canada, and I enjoyed every one of his videos, and it's so cool to see like all the things and all the memories that he collects along the way. It's just a fun time, man. He does it alone. Like his girlfriend's at home in Maryland, and I'm like, how do you do that? Like,
How do you
at least
the long
I mean,
distance thing? How do you do that?
No,
yeah, I want to do that with my wife, not alone. Like, I don't want to be like. I
Oh,
don't want to be
I
this.
thought you meant you want to do the long distance thing. I was like, I hope she's not watching.
See, for me, no. I want her around me to have fun and get them memories with, like. But and I'm sure he would too. But like, she has her life, he has his life. But I don't know. For me, I want to do it together and have those memories. But this seems like such a good time.
Something art teacher. He's retired. My high school art teacher, long retired. He's in his 80s, but he's got one of those big, long, vans or whatever, with the big campers or whatever you call those things. And he goes and does his thing. He goes to Colorado, and he's in altitude. He's got his place. That's where all those elderly park their campers, and he does his thing there in the summer, and then in the winter he goes down to almost like in the Mojave. He's in the Mojave somewhere, and then he goes back to Kansas, and he does that. His wife, she's like, "What? That's not her thing. She stays at home."
Yeah,
like, dude, but
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like this guy I follow. They go to the like Death Valley, and this one lady I follow, she's Wonder Hussy. She lives in.
Oh yeah, I know Wonder Hussy.
Do you watch Wonder Hussy?
Oh,
Like,
I'm
dude,
a huge fan. Yeah.
bro, I love Wonder Hussy, man. And she lives in Death Valley. Like, I
Yeah.
love her videos.
Yeah.
And I love when she tilts her glasses down, and she's just like one of those people who just took the bull by the horns and just did what she wanted to do. And I'm envious because I'm scared to do that, and I wish I could.
Yeah.
I really do, because that was
it's a gamble, that's for sure.
it's a gamble for sure. Like you know, like people, you know, have $150,000 jobs, and they let them go to be on YouTube, and it's like, man, like, wow, I wish I could have the balls to do that, man, because there's nothing I want more than that, honestly.
There's a
I'd
couple.
fucking have helmets all over my fucking like little van of Star Wars. Like, I'd still keep it real. I'd have my Star Wars shit around, but and that would be a nice little like starting point. Like, have the Star Wars van. Oh man, so like nobody steal my idea.
Made the Star Wars van. What's it? Bryan in Colorado. What's it? What's his channel? You know, Bryan in Colorado. He and his wife.
Bryan.
He's it's the Star Wars room guy. I'm blanking on his channel.
I'm not sure if I know that one.
Yeah,
he
made they made this van, or they were consulting on it was like an Airbnb, but I've seen there's a van. It was like they took a U-Haul and then they did a drawing or a CAD drawing of tricking out the back of it to be Star Wars.
Oh wow!
In the U-Haul.
You gotta send me the link of that one, because I wouldn't mind watching that.
Look it up, but it's pretty sweet. And
because I watch Lifestyle Overland, which is really cool. It's a husband, a wife, a daughter, and they just had another daughter. Oh. And I actually met them at Overland Expo East a few years back, and I was like marking out because I like met them and all. But they've traveled from New Mexico, all over the country, to the North Pole. I mean, pretty much the North Pole, like the furthermost point you can go.
Are they the ones where the little kids always driving around on the little motorcycle, like the little electric dirt bike?
No, she don't. She's like more like they teach her. They just teach her from home, and she's not in the videos very much. They try to keep her out of them a whole lot.
Yeah, it must be a different one then.
But but it's just like a wholesome family that like just travels together, and they get to see everything that most people will never get to see.
I just found another one where the guy's from Alaska, and he's got like a big like F-350. He's got like a cabin on the back of it. And he goes he like drives up to the Arctic Circle and stuff. It's like crazy.
Yeah, well, that's where they went to Arctic Circle. Yeah, that's pretty much the northernmost point you could go, because you have to take to get to the Arctic Circle, you have to take a ferry from the northernmost point of Canada, if I'm not mistaken, to the to the Arctic Circle, and it's pretty cool to see. There's so many of those guys that I follow, like that. I'm just so envious of those, and I would love to do that.
The one I like to watch is Bound for Nowhere. If you've not watched them, they are they're photographers, filmmakers. I think they do graphic design as well. And so they do this while they're traveling. So they've got their setup, and then they do their work in their trailer, and they've grown their trailer. They used to sleep in the back of a pickup truck, you know, and then they've grown it. And they make, I can just watch their videos and it just totally changes my mood. You know, if I'm like, I'll make a drink and watch a video, and it's like, okay, I need to be doing it.
There's another guy that I follow called Talon Sai, TalonSei. And he just goes all over, and like it's just that he sees so much. Like, and you know what the funny part is? I found him. He went to Ocean City, Maryland, to a brewery called Dewey. Actually, this brewery's in Dewey, Delaware. But he went to Ocean City. He traveled down to Dewey Beach, Delaware, and went to a brewery called Dewey Beer. And I had just been there like previously to what his video came out. And I was like, man, this guy is like right here where I'm at. He's from Pennsylvania and he moved out west to like a Utah or something like that. But he has like a Toyota Tacoma, and he has a Sprinter van and all type of stuff like that. And he goes just traveling around, him and his girlfriend and his dog, or just him and his dog. There's just so many of them. Nikki Daventhal is another one. Like, I don't know if you follow her or watched her, but if you ever get a chance to watch her, the reason why I love her the most is because she rescued her dog, and she just rescued her second dog.
Oh,
so like being a dog, what's that?
She's the one with the Bronco?
No, she has she lived out of a Prius, honestly, a Toyota Prius. And now she just bought a Sprinter van, and now she just adopted her second dog. And like, for me, that just hits home. Like, yes, I love Star Wars, I love horror, but I also love dogs, and it gives me a tear in my eye when like she just adopted this dog because she felt like he needed a family to take care of the dog. And you know, she's just
it's almost identical to another one that's on there. She kind of did the same thing. She drives around in a big Bronco. I haven't watched her in a while, so she might have changed it, but I don't think so. She adopted her first dog, and then she found a dog like in a Walmart parking lot, and she ended up taking that dog in too. But yeah, she does the whole thing out of a Bronco, an old Bronco.
Yeah, and that's cool. You know, like, I mean, these dogs don't like. I don't want to get on a whole dog tangent, but like, I'm a dog loving person, and like, there's so many dogs being born every day. They don't have any say so in it. Like, they don't know what's going on. They need somebody to take care of them, obviously. Right. And these people that take care of them, I got to give them kudos, because like, having rescued dogs in the past, I know how important it is to be able to take someone in, take a dog in and take care of it. And I have two good dogs now. They're a pain in the ass, yeah, but I wouldn't trade them for the world. And I just love anybody who takes care of dogs and animals like that. So that's just my weakness, man. So,
what's up, Dave? Thanks for joining.
What's up, Dave?
Hey,
You think we should address the chat real quick, Colin?
Oh yeah, go for
it.
Go
ahead for it. Go for it. Well, it's our first night back. We're going crazy here. We had all fucked up shit happening. Last minute guest, all kinds of shit. So
it's been pretty quiet. But Dave just joined us. Millennium Workshop. He was the last. Yeah, it's pretty dead.
Hey, Rex.
It's all right. You know what? T3 showed up.
Duffman, what's up, Duffman?
Duffman's here. Mega Demon. T3 showed up. You know, Captain Spaulding. Millennium Workshop. You know,
I was expecting it to be pretty quiet tonight. I mean, we haven't been on in months.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think anybody was expecting this, anyways. So
no, and the people that were, they probably like turned it off when they saw me, but that's okay. That's what I do.
No,
I'm the devil compared to some people, I guess. You know, it's what it is. But we're here, we're live, and we have Bryan here with us, and we're just talking shit tonight, man. You know, we appreciate you coming on last minute.
Yeah.
And you know, our guest was sick, so we're gonna make this happen tonight, at least for an hour and a half. So yeah. What else can we get into tonight, Colin? What else you want to talk about here?
Dude, I don't know. I know I brought it up to you earlier, but the whole Steamboat Willie being public domain and the horror game, I don't know about you, but I'm excited for that.
I don't know too much about it, to be honest with you. Bryan, do you watch horror at all?
I am not a huge horror person, and you know, a lot of people are, but like, I can't deal. It does not suit well for my psyche. Like, I can't do it.
I'm just kind of loving the trend of like these like kid cartoons like going public domain, and like the first thing they're going for is horror. Like I don't know. I'm kind
So
of like
someone's taking the Steamboat Willie because that cartoon's now public domain, and they're putting it into a horror game.
yeah. It wasn't even public domain for 48 hours, and they announced the game. There's a trailer for it and everything. Yeah,
Wow.
and it looks pretty good. I don't know. I know we'll definitely play it. I got a 9-year-old kid. I'm sure he's already on top of it. So it'll be
Somebody
his
saw some
household
money
for
there,
sure.
right?
And the Steamboat Willie, the horror character, and it looks awesome. You just I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm
Yep.
excited for it.
So besides Star Wars, what are you into, Brian? Besides, I know we've talked a million times, but I don't know, like in depth, what else you're into besides.
Well, let's see. It's kind of there's some diversity. So I am Star Wars through and through, but I'd probably say Doctor Who is probably my second IP.
Oh wow, okay, that's cool.
I'm a huge Whovian, so I'm really excited that with the new Doctor. What else am I into? I like my music. I'm kind of like a Wilco, Charlie Crockett, that kind of country, but more rock, but more some of that kind of. He calls it golf and western.
As Millennium Workshop says, he says the Peloton. I know you're into the Peloton.
Oh yeah, I ride Peloton every day.
I love that too. I'm
almost to 800 rides. So I do that. That was part of my.
Well, I'm actually looking to buy another one because I sold mine. I'm actually looking to buy one. So and they're going relatively cheap on Marketplace too.
Yeah,
like,
you can find a used one, or they do the rentals now. But it was started with me, a year? Yeah, a little bit of more. Yeah, about 13, 12, 14 months ago. My father-in-law had lost a bunch of weight doing Noom, and so I started doing Noom and lost weight, and then I got on the bike, and I was going through this whole thing even with I found out I had sleep apnea, so I have the Inspire implant. So, and with those three things combined, I lost about 50 pounds.
Oh wow!
So I've kept it off since April. So
that's good. Congrats. That's good.
Pretty regimented that way. So it's just that has become every day for at least 30 minutes. That's my jam every morning. And
what was your heaviest weight, if you don't mind?
So I'm about 190 now, 185, 190. So I think I was a year ago, January, I was probably around 250.
Okay. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're around where I'm at now, but again, like I'm 6'3", so I'm going to justify it with that. How tall are you?
I'm like 5'10 and a half,
okay.
5'11.
I have a little room for error there. So yeah.
So yeah, but I can't complain there. And then getting in, kind of going back to Star Wars, but I've got all my dioramas and all that behind me that I make.
Awesome work, yes, definitely.
But getting into the 501st, really, really enjoying that. I'm doing another troop on Thursday. There's a local venue that's doing here in South Mini that's doing they're showing Star Wars, so I'm going to troop before that. And so I'm really enjoying that the costuming side of that, and it's a good group of people. So
yeah, like we were talking months ago before we stopped the show, we were talking to Robin and Benjamin Bowman. We were talking about the 501st, and me and Colin were both interested in doing something like that, and I still am.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure he is too.
Eventually, I think I'm gonna do that. That sounds.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a good thing to. I don't know.
It does. Fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah. Exactly. That's.
It sounds fun, and it sounds like it helps the community a little bit. So we have to talk about some of that behind the scenes. All three of us. But it's definitely something
Benjamin
that we're
was
interested
the guy
in.
that got me started. Because he told me what to do. So I started out with it was about $300 or $400 to get in and get the costume all set up. And but I got in as they call it, bridge crew. So you buy the flight suit, the boots, the belt,
Mhm.
helmet, or not helmet, but the hat, and a few other little odds and ends, and applied and got in there, and then I've built it up. So now I've got basically all the costumes that you can make with the flight suit. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, well,
I
Rex,
love your.
we talked about doing an Enoch. That's definitely on the that's definitely on my long list that you have for me.
Mhm. Yep, and we've talked a few times, and I'm really fond of your TIE fighter suit that you do.
Mhm.
It's really
Yep.
awesome. Like,
Thank
and,
I just hired Rex full time to make stuff for me now. So
yeah, you
Oh,
gotta be careful. You
I'm
gotta be
glad.
careful with that guy, though.
yeah, I know.
I'm gonna
No, I'm just-
I think I'm gonna do. There's a guy. He's out of England. Great Ape. I think customs or collections or something like that. But he's out. He makes a bunch of 3D files, and I bought some of his. He's still working on some of it, but I'm going to 3D print and start to make an Imperial. What is it from Mando? It's the red one from season 3 of Mando. The Imperium. It's not the Imperium Guard. So with the
Praetorian Guard.
Praetorian Guard. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to start to work on a Praetorian Guard, and I want to do, even though it's not, I don't think it's the Mando Mercs. It's not in the 501st yet, but I want to do the Arena Boba Fett from the comic.
Oh,
the Praetorian Guards are the ones that took down Heavy Mando.
Yeah.
They stabbed them, man.
Yeah, there's a guy that
before I really hated that, but now I don't mind it too much.
Yeah.
But you won't know why. But anyway. Taint, what's up? Yeah, we have a little grudge behind the scenes.
But that Arena Boba Fett, that would be cool. That's definitely up my alley.
So,
dang, now you brought that into my realm, and I'm gonna be texting Rex later, like, hey, add this one.
Yeah. Oh, you got it. He says you have a list, so
I do have a list. Yeah, I bought in a bunch of files. I just send them right to Rex.
Be careful. Don't make that list too long. You won't be able to form StreamYard. So we need to keep this going. So
yeah.
No. So
Rex
does.
He's been doing it responsibly. Luckily, he's got a lot of other work that he's got to do. So
yeah. You know what? When I got my when I got my Tusken Raider from him, I'm like, damn, fuck, you're done already. Like, take your time, dude. Like, but it was right around Christmas, so I'm like, dude, like, but you know what? I don't regret it because I love his work, dude. So
my daughter made me these.
And look, like I even look at that. So I'm even sporting him tonight. Rex, look at that. I know you see it.
Your daughter made that bag?
Yeah, my daughter made me a helmet bag.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That thing in the front looks like I don't want to, it's
well, that's for the hoses. The hoses.
Okay. Okay, that's a little sketchy. I'm just saying.
So we made the little snout, I'm calling it.
We'll call it a snout. Some people will call it a dildo, but we'll call it a snout.
No, it's a snout.
Yeah.
And that's where the hoses go, so I don't have to take them off the helmet.
Leave it to Joe to take it there.
We'll call it whatever you want, but well, that effing figures is back tonight, so you never know what you're going to hear here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you too, man, Rex. Good work, man.
I went on. After we talked about the 501st, I went on there. I was like going through all the lists of costumes. I'm like, man, where do I even start? Like, it was overwhelming.
That's where the flight suit came in. So I've done now. Well, I've got the last two. I think the last one in to be approved, but so I've done every costume or every character you can do with the flight suit. So now it's going to be branching on, but you can get in for some of these costumes. You don't have to have a whole lot to get in, and it's easy to make the costume. You get in, and then you meet people. Here in Minnesota, we have Minnesota Force, which is a group that is affiliated with all the other groups, but it's kind of a group that you don't even have to have a costume to join, and they love Star Wars, and they just get in, and you can move up because there's a lot of people that help you in that group that will help you build your costume. And then then there's the Rebel Alliance, 501st, and then it's Rebel. It's the Rebel Legion, the
Mhm.
501st Legion, and then you've got the Menno Mercs, and then there's some other groups as well. So I think there's a something dark. I'm not sure what that one is, but
It's just amazing how everything that's come from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps branching out. Every time you look at something different, and I love it. Like, okay, that's my first love besides horror. You know, horror and Star Wars are it for me. So like
I don't know
every
how
time,
you couldn't like Star Wars. I just can't. My brain won't process that.
yeah, like if you don't like my wife, she fell asleep in Rogue One. I'm like, how the fuck do you just fall asleep? Yeah. But at the same time, she did go. So she
yeah,
supported me and she knew what I loved, but how the fuck do you fall asleep at Rogue One? That was my favorite besides the original three.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here.
same.
Definitely.
So it explained everything. It explained the plans of the Death Star. You know, it was it. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you fall
It
asleep?
was
in
so
that?
well done.
It was, and it actually blended right in, like technology wise, to the original three. Like they didn't outdo the original three. It actually looked like the same era that the original three was made in.
Oh,
Which
that's what I loved about it. They like
yeah,
kind of they brought back that feel, like from the original.
Mhm.
Like there'd be an explosion and the guy would go head over heels. Like I love
Yeah, it
that.
was just like the whole screening process was the same. It wasn't like they took like something that was done in 2016 and outdone what they did in 1977. It was kind of like blended in to me. And that's what I loved about it. So happy New Year, Dre.
Yeah. Hey, Dre. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was I gotta say that was my favorite besides the original three, honestly. And my favorite out of all of them was the Empire Strikes Back so far.
Yeah.
That'll never change, I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, whether they're good or bad,
Yeah,
they're still all entertaining. I don't, at least to me. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't.
even the ones that people shit on all the time, like I still I love. It's just because it's Star Wars. I mean,
Like
it
if
is
I'm
what it is.
flipping through, I'll probably stop and end up just watching it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie and say that I won't.
Yeah. The only other movies I think I've ever done where it's on and I'll just start watching it is the Clint Eastwood, the spaghetti westerns,
Oh yeah.
Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I've sat through I don't know how many commercials watching that thing. Kelly's Heroes, another
Mhm.
Clint Eastwood movie. Yeah. There's a couple others, but those are. What's the one with Bruce Willis? The sci-fi. Oh God. V for Vendetta. I've watched about between 5 and 10 times, and then there was the Bruce Willis one where
Right.
that's with the stones and they got to save the planet Earth.
Oh,
I forget the name of that.
Fifth
I know what you're
Element.
talking about.
Fifth Element. Yeah.
Yeah, Fifth
I'll
Element.
sit and watch that anytime that's on.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
definitely. That was It's kind of, I can't believe that. What was I gonna say? Oh, Clint Eastwood. Do you have any of the sideshow Clint Eastwoods that they've been doing?
I want the one from Good to Bad. That's the one I want.
I know. I really want it. I wish I would have got all those, but
So let me ask you guys this: what's the one movie that? Yeah, hold on a minute. What's the one movie that like you're scrolling through the TV and you come across it, and it's the one the one movie that you will not scroll past, that you have to watch every time it comes on? I know mine, but I want to hear yours.
It's probably
Take
Good,
as long
the Bad,
as you
the
want.
Ugly. Good, the Bad, and the
What's
Ugly.
that?
The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. That's probably it.
Okay.
And that thing is long as hell, and it's
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll sit and watch that.
Yeah.
2 in the morning and can't sleep or whatever, and that's on. Yeah, I'm gonna sit and watch up till 3 or 4 in the morning,
Cool.
whatever.
Cool. And you know what? I appreciate that because as much as we love Star Wars, you didn't pick something Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's what I'm looking for here.
I'm trying to
Just
think of movies that would come on like
Yeah.
on
so
television.
so for me, the two movies the three that I will not pass up, and that's any of the Back to the Futures, any of the Karate Kids, and Carlito's Way.
Oh,
I love those movies. Like Carlito's Way is probably one of my favorite movies of all time, and I'll never pass that up.
You know,
I
Back
just
to
love
the
it.
Future is a good one
Yeah.
because I'm not even a huge Back to the Future fan, but that is another one. Like if it's on TV and that's one that over the years has been on those TV stations a lot, and that is one
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
will continue. I'll just watch through. Aliens, the second Alien movie. That's another one that when it
Yeah.
would come on, I would always just no matter where it is, it could be the last 10 minutes or whenever.
Mhm.
just
Yeah, there's a
starting.
ton of them, but like the
I'm
three
on
that
the-
hit my like the Carlito's Way, I don't know what it is about Carlito's Way, but I just always fell in love with that.
Yeah.
He wasn't quite Scarface, but he was close enough to Scarface where it wasn't a 4-hour movie and it was just an hour and a 45-minute movie that it was pretty much the same kind of realm, if that makes sense. And then Back to the Future I've always loved that in The Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And Star Wars, that's always been my top. But like as far as like if I saw a horror movie that go like the horror movie type, Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be my favorite of all time.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, you need to see that, Brian. We need to talk. We need to talk behind the scenes. Like,
Gladiator is another one that if it's on, I'll
there's
always
so
watch
many good
that.
movies out there, dude. It's like
I'm trying to
I-
think of ones that that I remember coming on TV and like, I don't know. I know Aliens was always a big one though.
If there's a Star Wars movie on and I have time and it's like, then you hit a commercial, it's like, well, I'll just go and stream it or get the DVD out or whatever and put it on. And just go to the place I started and then.
See, that's what I find myself doing now. Like, cause I don't find myself watching live television, but if let's say for some reason I do, that's what I'll do. I'll just like, oh yeah, I want to watch this now. So I'll go turn it on actually. But yeah. Oh, back Dre saying I need to get a Predator cosplay. Dude, I'm working on that. That's in my future. That's like my dream cosplay.
Nice.
But I don't know, it's just it's a lot of rubber and
there's a lot to it. You'll be hot.
There's a lot to it.
That's a lot.
You're in a good spot for it in Wisconsin. You won't be too hot.
Where in Wisconsin?
Milwaukee.
Okay. Well, I like Milwaukee. My son used to do. My son played college ball, D3, but AAU. We'd have to go to Milwaukee every summer. So, God, what was that restaurant? I'll have to look it up. It was a really good. There was like 3 or 4. It was restaurants. I'm gonna look it up here.
Nice.
But I like Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's not bad here. It's grown a lot in the last 10, 15 years.
You know what I realized about Milwaukee is like, and not to be like negative, but I watch a lot of the cop shows on YouTube, and there's a lot of shit that happens in Milwaukee.
Yeah, there is.
Like, there's a lot. Like I watch these chicks get pulled over for like drunken driving, and it's like, where is this at? Oh, fucking Milwaukee again. Like there's a lot of alcoholics in Milwaukee.
Well,
like,
I mean, you go downtown and there's just bars everywhere.
Yeah. It's like
not even downtown. You drive through like residential areas and there's bars in the corners and
like because me and my wife watch all those and we get tired of watching it. It's like, oh, can you follow the light and can you walk the straight line and can you hold your leg up and all that shit? And it's all Milwaukee, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's either Milwaukee or like Florida.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that because like when I'll go like out of state places, like where are you from? You're like Milwaukee, and they're like, how do you live there? Like always, and I'm like, what? I didn't think it was that bad, but
how do you even drive there? You can't even have one beer, like because as soon as they pull you out of the car, as soon as they ask you, and I've never had this, thankfully,
I've done it.
As soon as they ask you, can you do the test for us? You're fucked.
Dude, those tests, I can't do that test sober. So
I've
it's,
seen people do the test perfect and they still fucking take them in
yeah,
on,
I don't.
on YouTube. Well, look it
I
up.
honestly don't even know what, like, because seriously, like, I can't say the ABCs backwards, dude. I'd have to really practice
No,
that.
nobody can
Say
say the
them
ABCs backwards. I
No,
don't give a shit who you are. But
and
following
walk,
that light and walking that fucking line, I'll do that all day long.
standing on one foot, like, dude, I can't do that. Like,
No, I'm
so
50 years old. I can barely stand on 2 feet.
nobody
You
can
know?
pass that test, dude. I'm sorry,
No, fuck that.
unless you're lucky.
Yeah, so we would stay in Wauwatosa,
Mhm.
right by the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's this really horrible Holiday Inn. But we found the Cafe Hollander.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Really?
yep,
Oh my god,
yep.
You know of it, Colin? Do you know?
Oh
You
yeah,
heard of it?
yeah, yeah,
so
Yeah.
good.
Cool.
definitely.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, man. That
Yep.
was like
Wow.
can't beat it.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
Yeah,
We need to
that's a
get a
good one.
sponsor on this show. Like, man. Free
Yeah.
appetizers or something. Come
Yeah,
on,
Oh,
good,
yeah,
Colin.
with
good
that.
beer. They had good beers. They had an excellent food.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good place. Very
That's
good
cool.
place.
That's cool.
A lot of.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good places here. I
I'm
was
sure
like,
there.
you know,
I'm sure there is.
as much as I'd like to go live in another place, I actually do like it here. And they, like
Mhm.
I said, they've grown a lot. Every time I drive, I mean, I'm right by downtown. Like I can pretty much see the skyline if I stand out in the middle of my street. But like every time I take the Holm Bridge and I'm going downtown, I'm like, damn, like it's just how much it's grown. Like none of those buildings were there, and it's just huge now.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pretty
the
cool.
last time we were there, we went and did all the. We went to all the. Wait, it's not the ice cream; it's the custard, the frozen custard.
Oh yeah.
So we went to all the custard places and checked all those out.
Yep.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
there was one summer we were there, and we went. All of us, like a bunch of the parents and the team, we went down to the water because it was really hot and went swimming. That was fun.
Would
Mhm.
you go to like Bradford Beach?
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Wow. So you guys
ever
aren't
been to-
too far from each other, I
Nope.
guess now,
It's
right?
like
Oh, no.
5 hours.
Yeah, like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I
Um,
want to go to, I need to go to Mall of America. I've never been to Mall of America.
I'd love to go there too. Yeah.
I'm about 10 minutes north of Mall of America.
You're 10 minutes from it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I
So
wanna
you've been
take-
there
I wanna
multiple.
take
That's your
pictures.
mall to go to.
Well, I don't like to go there during the holidays just because it's like everybody and their brother.
They have a Toys R Us too, right?
Yeah, the Toys R Us, I haven't been out there yet just because it was the holidays. But
Yeah.
I'll go out there. But my daughter has been working out there at the Lululemon.
Mhm.
And, yeah, she's done that a couple of years now. So,
Oh no.
Yeah, I talk about it probably every year about how I need to go to Mall of America. I got to do
I remember
it.
years ago they had a wrestling match. They had like a wrestling ring in the middle of the mall there, and they did
Really?
like I think it was WCW.
Oh,
way
wow.
back.
Maybe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's how
really
big it is.
grown. There's really nice hotels on either side of the mall. On the north side, there's what's it? It's the Marriott something. It's really one of the nicer Marriotts. On the south side, there's another very nice hotel, and then there's hotels around the mall. So there's always a place to stay, and that whole area is just kind of grown. It's now there's residential, a lot of residential right around that area. So
Uh-huh.
it's really kind of grown.
Cool. Yeah. It's always there's always a progression in them kind of malls. Like, cause like you got usually like the JC Penney, the Sears, the whatever. What are the main stores in that mall now? Like
Well,
it's
you
got to
got
changed over the years.
Yeah, Nordstrom's, which
Yeah.
is very nice. And then you've got Macy's,
Mhm.
and then Sears was in there for a long time, and they when the
Yeah. Like Sears,
closed.
Boscov's, and JC Penney's are probably wiped out
Yeah.
at this point for the
and
most
then
part.
on the south, and then it was Bloomingdale's for a long time, and
Mhm.
I think they kind of split that area up.
Yep.
But so it's the Macy's and Nordstrom's are kind of the two big mall or two big stores in the mall, but then you've got everything else in there. It's just kind of
Yeah.
crazy. You've got
It sounds like ours. Like we have a smaller, like in Newark, Delaware, we have a Christiana Mall. So it's Macy's and Nordstrom.
mhm.
And then they have a JC Penney's also,
Yeah.
but
I think Macy's and Nordstrom's are kind of like the big ones now because I know like
yeah.
the Boston stores by us closed.
Yeah.
I heard Sears was coming back. I don't know how
Mhm.
true that is.
I've heard a little bit about that, but I
Yeah,
don't
what I've
know.
been
Yeah, I
hearing.
don't know about that.
They
Like,
could
I
come
don't know,
back in a different form. Some of them
Yeah.
buy that IP.
Yep.
But you've got the
even
the
Toys
other
R
big
Us is coming
draw
back.
at Mall of Americas. You've got the park in the center. You've got the
Mhm.
big huge amusement park.
Yeah.
It's
I know
constantly-
the mall like not too far from me in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. It's probably like 45 minutes from me.
Yeah.
And they have 2 or 3 of every store because it's so big that you can't walk through it all.
right.
So they have like 2 Tiffany stores, 2 pretty much all the main stores in the mall. They have 2 of them because if you can't make it to the other side, it's like, well, at least you saw it over here, you know?
Right,
It's
right.
Oh
like
yeah.
ridiculous. Like nobody, unless you have 8 hours to walk the whole mall.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to walk the whole mall there. So it's
Why it's
humongous.
wild that they have places that big, you know.
Yeah,
I went to
yeah.
a mall like that in Arizona. It was like a big circle. I mean,
Mhm.
you can't do it in one day.
And this was like 3-4 levels. Like it's ridiculous. Like I don't even know. Like I'm halfway through it and I'm like, can we leave now? Because like me and my friend, me, my wife, and my friend Jesse, we call it little excursions that we go on, and we'll go out and we'll go to different malls in the area or whatever, and we'll like go shopping. And when we go to King of Prussia, I'm like, let's park near the Macy's, walk through, and then we can like get halfway through and we're all like, fuck, let's eat dinner and then go back to the car because you can't at the middle of the mall, there's like a walkway to get to the next section.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
we never make it to that section. It's
Oh,
difficult.
you don't even make it to the halfway point?
Fuck no, because you already have like 20,000 steps. Like it's
Yeah.
like
No.
I told you I'm 250 pounds. Like I can't make it that far. Well, let's go back another day and we'll park over there and we'll do the other half or something. But like
Right.
it's difficult.
I remember there was a mall. It's kind of famous or infamous or whatever
Mhm.
in Milwaukee that closed.
Mhm.
I remember it was like one of those abandoned malls. There's a channel that this guy goes around and it's abandoned malls, but you
probably
guys,
Northridge.
yeah, Casey Neistat did a big thing a few years ago where they did a Winter Wonderland. Somebody
Yep.
sponsored it, and they did a big, huge Winter Wonderland. There was all these YouTubers, and they had all these kids from
Yep.
yeah,
I remember. I actually remember that because I remember when they went in there. At first it wasn't even that bad, and then I don't know if it was not soon after. Like there was all the glass was broken and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know they've been trying to make them tear it down for a while. I
Yeah.
still think it's standing there.
yeah.
Mhm.
I
The
don't
one
know.
that I went to in Kansas City as a kid in Overland Park was Metcalf South, and it's gone. They raised it, and now
Yeah,
there's like a
It's sad.
yeah. They destroyed it. And there was another huge mall on the east side of Kansas City, Bannister Mall, and it was like the largest. It was huge. It was like a mile long or something stupid. They raised the entire damn thing. It's
Yeah.
gone completely.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
Although there's all across the country, all those abandoned malls.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got a few of them too. Like there's some malls that I grew up on where it was just like Tri-State Mall in Pennsylvania. It was basically a T. That's
Yeah.
all it was. And there was nothing there back then. But like now it's totally gone. And then the Granite Run Mall, they leveled it and they made an outside mall out of it. And it's sad to see. I think like malls are like just going away. Like I don't know that in another 10 years you'll have any malls, honestly, because most
I don't
people
know.
just shop online or they
Oh.
I feel like things
Yeah,
all
things
come and
like
go.
that.
It's like
Yeah.
they come like full
Yeah.
circle. I don't know.
well,
I just can't imagine life without a mall. Like, could you imagine being a teenager and like asking a girl out and go to the mall and watch
Oh,
a
mall,
movie,
yeah.
but like it's not there. Like it's
Yeah.
not part of your life. It's weird.
Oh, I should
Like-
have mentioned this. So the other mall here in the south side of Minneapolis, you've got Mall of America, and then you have all the Dales. And they're all our different malls. And it's so Southdale's the other one that's really
Mhm.
close to me. And
Mhm.
it was the first indoor mall ever. And it's
Mhm.
still there, but it is like going through massive change. So, with all of these malls, and to keep it relevant, and that area, Edina, that it's in is very high dollar.
Mhm.
So what they've done is Lifetime. It's like a fitness brand, and they have all the Lifetime fitness locations. Well, they're big here in Minnesota. They're based here, so they built this huge fitness. It was one of the it was the JC Penney, and they totally renovated the JC Penney. And now it's like you can go there, and then they have a spa, they have their
Mhm.
workspace area,
Mhm.
and then they took one of the other anchors to the mall, and that's going to be this huge grocery store. And they're totally doing all these changes to keep this thing relevant, because it's just
That's
other
kind
than
of what
that, there's not much in it.
that's basically what they
Yeah.
did to one of our malls too. One of our I would consider we had like two big malls left. And like one of them like that, like they put like a TJ Maxx in there, like there's a bowling alley in there, like
Yeah.
it's all weird stuff now. Like
Yeah.
I really don't
Yeah.
go there much off like anymore. Like we
Yeah.
went to there's like a collectible toy store. It's actually in the old Disney store. But like they put on their first toy show and they used the old Kohl's store for it. Like
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just weird.
I remember the Wauwatosa Mall. I've been there a couple times. And
That's
that
my
was always,
favorite one.
that's
my
pretty
favorite.
nice.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Definitely. That's the one I always go to if I can if I go. Well, Dre
Yeah.
had he picked Fifth Element for his movies to watch too. And I thought of
Mhm.
another one while I was sitting here looking at his answers. Terminator. That's always another
yeah.
one that I would
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Not to change the
Terminator and
subject.
Terminator 2. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Definitely another one I stopped at. I've always been like, I don't know, like horror movies have been my number two besides Star Wars. But like, it's like there's them sci-fi movies like
Yeah, I feel like
Terminator.
it's sci-fi. Something about sci-fi movies, like
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like
they
it's
draw
always,
you in and you just get stuck. No matter
even
what.
like
Doesn't matter
Battlestar
what's going
Galactica
on.
back in the day, like all
Yeah.
that shit, like all
Oh,
them
yeah.
shows, they were awesome. Like as cheesy as it was, Land of the Lost, I loved. Like Shaka, I'll never forget that face. like oh yeah. But it was they were such like they didn't have to put much effort into these shows to make them awesome back in the day. Like it's just entertainment. Like it was crazy. So much fun.
No,
For
I think
sure.
as long as there's like a good story and plot, I think
Mhm.
it
Buck
doesn't
Rogers. Remember Buck Rogers?
Yeah.
you don't
Like
need all the crazy,
yeah.
special effects and everything.
No, you just need some crazy looking characters and a good
Yeah.
storyline and you're good.
Some guy walking
Like
around in a mask, like
yeah, Buck Rogers and all those shows, man, they're like what else? Like Lone Ranger and Tonto. Like I used to love that shit, man. Like I loved all that. Like I remember having my little horses on the couch and just playing with them. Like I
Well, like
loved all that.
you brought up spaghetti westerns earlier. Like
Yeah.
I remember like in the mornings, it'd always be on in the mornings, and like
Mhm.
all of a sudden you look at the clock and you're like, dude, I've been watching this for like 4 hours. What the
Yep. Even the karate shows, like what was it, martial arts theater or whatever it was. I love those.
Yeah.
That was all great.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, the CBS station in Kansas City would do at 3 o'clock. It was movies,
Hmm.
and then the news came on at 5, right? So they would do in that 2 hour they would do a movie block, and so they have sci-fi week, and then each week had a theme. Yeah, and there was always some really good movies.
Yep.
All they do Planet of the Apes week and show all the Planet of the Apes
Yeah.
movies.
They were good too.
I kind of missed that because like no, those were the movies that were available for you to watch, So like
Mhm.
you would just watch them, and
Yep.
I mean, I was probably introduced to a lot of cool movies just you're if you want to watch a movie, that's what you got to watch.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Or
I
the
love
Brooks
Planet of
House
the Apes.
movies that way.
We don't have that anymore. Now it's like everything's like on demand now, You just pick what I mean, yeah. I mean, it's still
I think it was more special when it would like honestly like even like Wizard of Oz, for example, like it was more special when when it would come on once a year in March than it is
Yeah.
where you could just put it on anytime you want.
Oh yeah.
Because it
Or
was
like
only that one time of the year where you got to watch that.
I used
Or
to
just
love
for an example.
like on TNT or whatever or US. I don't know which one it was on, but like
Yeah.
they'd be watching the movie and then they would like talk about it, like segments.
Turner
would go
movie
out.
classics.
Yeah, yes. Like
Yep. Yep.
you'd get like background information
Yeah.
about the movie. It was cool, dude.
Yeah.
I miss that stuff.
What's
Things
your
that you might not
favorite
ever know
Bond
about
movie?
it.
What?
What's your favorite Bond movie?
Oh, I was just talking about this with my grandfather today. Probably Goldfinger.
Yeah,
I was just thinking that.
Mine
Yeah.
too.
That's the one I had in my head. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, he gave
everything
me
about that movie is.
the
That's the one.
soundtrack
That's
on
the one I
vinyl.
was thinking. I didn't want to blurt it out. That's the one I was thinking right in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
think I like that one, and I like the Pierce Brosnan ones.
Yeah.
Those are
Mhm.
probably like the ones that I like.
So, yeah. What was Golden Eye is really good.
Yep, GoldenEye.
That's probably his best. I really liked Casino Royale.
mhm.
When was the last one? When did they do the last one? Was it recent?
Yeah, it's been a few years now.
Okay, yeah. I thought they were gonna change. I thought Bond was gonna change again, and
Yeah, they will. They just with COVID and everything else, it's
Yeah.
probably been all delayed. But yeah, there'll be another Bond.
Yeah.
curious. I've
Yeah.
never been like a huge Bond fan, but it's something. But I like it. It's something
Yeah.
I've always.
That's my ringtone on my phone. You call me.
Oh, nice.
Do,
Nice.
do.
That's great.
And it's cool. It's cool to see the other side of like I know we know Star Wars and all, but
Yeah.
it's cool to see what else you like, just for a change.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Just like
I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed, like Brian, that you loved like these things besides Star Wars. Honestly, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
That's cool to see.
It's Star Wars, Doctor Who, and Bond probably are
Mhm.
the top three. And then I'm a graphic designer, so I love design and architecture and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
oh,
I
and then
can't even narrow it down that much. Like for me, it's just like Star Wars, horror, and like I
Yeah.
guess like goofy comedy. For me,
Yeah.
I don't know, like Step Brothers type shit.
Yeah. I love a good documentary. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love documentaries too.
Mhm. My wife
Definitely.
loves documentaries, especially like crime ones, like crime documentaries. She loves those.
Yeah,
There's
some of
just
those have
something
been
about
really good.
watching a good documentary. Like it just
Yeah.
draws you in so good. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I love documentaries,
Yeah.
and they can be about the most random stuff too. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Mhm.
Two come to mind. There's the one about the guy that climbed Yosemite, the wall, free fall or free wall.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
Mhm.
one. And then there's this there's so many, but there's another one about this guy who runs a race. I think it's in Tennessee and it's out in the middle of nowhere. And I'd have to look up what the title was, but you run this marathon and it goes over like 48 hours or something stupid. And then you come back you have to rip a page out of a book to prove that you've done the loop.
Oh
And then
wow.
you have to go and do the loop backwards, but it's in this, and it goes through, you have to go under a prison. It's just wild.
I gotta know that one.
But it's a fun like hour and a half, 2 hours to watch this thing. It's now a few years old, but you get in there and you're tapping out, and they actually play taps.
Yeah. Wow.
They
I
play
need to know. Yeah, I gotta know what that is. I gotta watch that one.
It's
There's
just
a good
infamous
one.
race, and people, these ultra marathoners and stuff do it, and it's crazy.
That sounds crazy. Yeah, I watched the good one. It's been out for a while too. It's about some kayakers, like I think they're in the Congo or something, some river in the Congo. I got to look up the name of that one. That one was really good too.
Oh, there was a series of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the guy that did the free wall or whatever filmed a lot of, or he was the host.
I watched that the one with
Yeah.
the wall. That was
Yeah.
pretty nuts.
There's several by him that are really good.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I would say it was a good start to our first show back. What do you think,
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah. We usually do an hour, so we're gonna stick to that. But
Can't thank
Thanks
you
for having me
enough
on as
for-
your first return guest.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
You saved us. You
maybe
saved
I'll see you soon. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know. I watch you every week, so
Yeah.
you know that we're part of the family,
Yeah.
Space Runners. But yeah.
We'll have to
So
we'll have to schedule again for like an actual
yeah,
Bryan Makes Diorama show.
Oh, I love that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
yeah. We'll show off some of your
We'll
your
definitely
work
put you on the
and
books for that.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, thank you for short notice jumping on, and yeah, it's been fun, man. Talking about a
definitely.
little bit of nostalgia, some movies, and I hope everybody enjoyed this. And next week we have the Final Girls on. They're if you haven't seen the Final Girls on YouTube, they are, I don't know, what is it, 6 girls that watch the horror movies, and
For the
we're gonna
first
have at least 5 of them on next week that they watch the movies live and they react to them, and they don't like horror movies, so they're scared to death of them. So they're actually one of our favorite guests we ever had on this show, and we figured who better to have on this show than them as one of our first guests back. So next week they're going to be on here on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. Until then, Bryan, thank you. I'll see you
My
soon.
pleasure.
And for now, I haven't said this for a long time, Colin.
Say it
That's
away.
what effing figures. And we'll see you next week. Appreciate you all, and we'll
Later,
see you
guys.
then.